All right, there it is. What's going on, beautiful people? It's your host, Drake B. Drake with Everything Culture, the podcast for all cultures, the podcast for the purpose. And this evening, when you're watching us live, or this morning or this afternoon, if you're listening to this later, thank you for joining us. This is Sunday Night Live, where we go live with our guests, our community, and we give our feelings and thoughts what's been happening the past week or so. Well, this now is the past 2 weeks. We did not go live this past Sunday because of the Super Bowl. Go Hawks, them Seahawks when they did that thing. Shout out to Seattle, man. Y'all deserve something good to happen to the city. Even though y'all be getting championships left and right. Not saying y'all don't, but still, we rock with y'all. I miss my Pacific Northwest people. You feel me? But man, yeah, it was a good conversation. It was a blessed week, very productive week. We got a lot of things done. We got a lot more things to do too. But thank y'all for coming back with us this Sunday. But yeah, I was just shopping over my brother Jonathan Blaze in here, man. Y'all check him out on IG, TikTok, any other social, man. Funny dude. He shares his experience. Now, I don't know if he's a fact or fiction. I think it's a blend between both about him moving from a different area to New Orleans. Okay, New Orleans and culture. It was what do we call it? Everything culture. It was I like to say culture shift, but it was a culture adjustment. It was a culture clash, and sometimes you gotta, and it really touches on when you have to assimilate to where you're going to survive at times. Okay, but y'all check them out, and it's a lot of humor, but love it. But we were just talking about going bald, and I'm like the bald man whisperer. Okay, men come to me all the time, like, "Hey man, I feel like I'm going bald. I ain't gonna be here for long, man. What did you do? What was your experience?" They ask me for advice all the time, and I keep things private. I chop it up with them. I always give that confidence. You'll be all right. Don't be scared of the future. I wish I can talk to LeBron. That's what I wish I can talk to. I would love to give that brother some advice. Same thing with some other athletes that you be seeing. I think was it Jalen Brown with the man with the whew, man, that was wild. But this smear off on somebody else's jersey. But I'm glad I can be that voice of reason, that voice of support for other brethren out here in the world. Even I remember one of my coworkers, and he had long hair, long hair. I think he didn't identified as Mexican, if I'm not Latin in general. Okay, but once again, long hair, ponytail, all that. And I remember like our third, fourth week in one of the trains we're in, he came up to me like, "Hey, same thing I be telling y'all, man. I gotta talk to you. If I'm going bald, I don't know what to do. I'm not ready." And this a young dude, maybe, when I say young, he was about around the same age. I went bald myself, and he's like, "I'm going bald." Like, man, you ain't going bald. This isn't. You gonna be fine. You got long hair. You got years going on. Me just not really recognizing, seeing it. Even me not listening to him, but hearing him. Okay, so I say this quite often. I'm one of those people. I ain't gonna really recognize your flaws and things until you point it out to me. Okay. Once you point it out to me, I can't see nothing else. I see it now. Like, dang. And he pointed it out to me that, like, told me he was going ball. He didn't say where he was going, but he said it's happening though. So when I start walking by him in class or he coming in, my eyes are like laser focused. I'm like, ching, and I saw it. I saw it. He had like a mean comb over, like a serious comb over. You feel me? Like it was impressive. But if you look through them gaps in his hair, you see a lot of scalp. It's like that. But I told him you get to let it go. You have confidence. You can just keep do it to a point where you just keep making it lower and lower and lower and lower. But we're gonna kick it off this Sunday. Thank y'all for being here again. I'll share my balding experience when I finally made the decision to make the big chop. You did was once again I was engaged, and I recognized maybe like January of 20 was it 2012? No, yeah, no, it was probably January 2012, January 2012. And I remember I cut off like 3 barbers. I cut off my guy Quinn. I cut off my barber. I went to some dude. I went to like 3 barbers. So I finally like I was remember being in my guest bathroom. I honestly believe I was out of town and I was looking in the mirror. I went back home to my hometown of Tyler, and I was my auntie, my the restroom I had growing up. And it was the same feeling I had when I started when I had a full beard when I was 13, by the way. And I remember when I was growing my beard as a kid, I always would look at my right side. And one day I just looked at my left side and my whole beard connected on my left. And I was so excited about that. It was like the opposite for this when I started going bald. When I kept saying, man, these barbers pushing my hairline back. And one that day I was just looking, I looked in the mirror, had a long look, and I just looked like right in that corner when I just saw hair just wasn't growing back. And I like, oh shit, it's not them, it's me. I have to accept this. You know, I have to go for it. There's nothing they can do. I remember telling my fiance at the time, now wife, but telling her like it was during our engagement photos. Like it was literally when we were walking from our engagement photos. We had them at I think I want to say maybe Memorial Park, one of the parks here in Houston. Okay. And we took our engagement photos and was walking back to the car and just we talking about this and that, yada yada yada. And I just threw in like, hey baby, just heads up. Them probably the last pictures we'll be taking together when I have hair. Cause I think I'll be bald by the time the wedding. Okay. You know, engagement photos like in March, wedding in December. He's like, what? Stop. Relax. You got plenty of hairline. You're fine. You're going to be all right. I'm like, I'm telling you now. You don't want to hear it, but I'm telling you. She's like, whatever, boy. July. We have our engagement party in July. Okay. Our engagement party was in Fort Worth, Texas, you know, my birth town, my family town. And before we go to our engagement party, before I go to the barbershop, she like pulled me to the side. Hey, Key. She pulled me to the side, like, hey, baby, it's time. But it was like, they didn't have to speak about it. The words didn't have to be there. And I like, I got it. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do. So I did the big chop, the big buzz, you can call it. I didn't start shaving with her. I shaved it all off with some clippers. Okay, I just got some what do you call it? The trim, the edgers. I just used the edgers to take it all the way to the scalp, moisturized it, and kept it going. I'm like, man, hey Renata, how's it going? But boy, the thing is, that's other thing. Everybody ain't gonna be ready for it when you first do it. Okay, understand that everybody is not going to accept it. People are not good with change. Okay, you outside, go ahead. Oh, it's happy. You know, I said happy Valentine's Day to my beautiful people out there. Hope y'all got a lot of love and attention and connection and all that good stuff. Thank y'all for tapping the screen too. So here it is. Went to the engagement party. Boy, pandemonium. My family went crazy. Like, oh my God. Oh my God, what happened to your hair? One of my sisters got like how he got mad. Like, why you shave your head this now? Why you doing this and that? I'm like, whoa. Like she was like upset, like I was about to die or something. I'm like, baby. I'm like, yeah, I don't like it. I'm gonna do this button still work. If you like it or not, what are we talking about here? That's the other thing. When you make changes in your appearance, they going from wardrobe. That's going for your hygiene is needed always. But when you make changes, everybody ain't gonna accept it. Dang, you gotta go know what's comfortable for you. You gotta step in there with confidence. I'm telling everybody that, especially for my young folks. Okay, but listen, people had a reaction, whatever. By the time the wedding, people look good. They started growing people. Man, people don't remember what I look like with hair no more. Okay. People have been knowing me like, I don't remember you had hair. You met me, I had a full head of hair. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? But yeah, I say all that to pop it off to get it going. Thank y'all for the gifts, man. Appreciate it. Love y'all, love y'all. But then it's gonna look, it's like Blaze, you said it right there. It's gonna be normal. I'm telling you, I got people that don't remember with hair. And the thing is, it's all about how you step out with it. Okay. I promise you, get you some moisturizer for your scalp, put some defined oils and stuff on there. It could be a few jokes and all that, but it ain't gonna be a lot. You gonna be fine. Y'all gonna be fine. Y'all gonna be fine. But yeah, that's it. And I had to break this conversation into something light today. And overall, love yourself. Love yourself. Hello, Christian. Hello. Yeah, hey, Court. What's going on, y'all? What's up, my beautiful people? Let me know when y'all, we still on live on the other stuff too. Okay, friends. Happy Valentine's Day, my ladies. But I say this. I'm hoping we open to something positive. Once again, if you want to join the conversation, feel free to send an invite. I'll bring y'all on up. This is being recorded and this will be shared on all of the platforms that we have as well. But last week was the Super Bowl, and let's get right to it. We had the Bad Bunny concert. I already shouted out to Seahawks. Love y'all. Great job on the win. But man, why people so angry? Message. Why people so angry over Bad Bunny? And I'm talking about people in general. I was so shocked. Yeah, and I'm like, did we watch the same show? I know people was gonna get mad. It was a sect of people that was gonna be mad no matter what. Because you got to remember, even when with Kendrick's performance the year before, people was mad about that too. People didn't understand it and get it, and he spoke English. So why am I going to expect y'all to understand this? And if it's in Spanish, like y'all don't catch vibes no more. Y'all don't get a feeling. Listen, I watch the show and I'm like, listen. If any children watching this, I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't, but you understand. Y'all grown. They throwing cheeks out there. I'm seeing some beauty. I'm seeing some nice stuff. I'm seeing a performance. And I don't need to understand all the words to enjoy something. I understood God Bless America. I understood Super Bowl. And it was something else. I said, okay, I got that word. Everything else was like, damn. Okay, got it. Love it. Feel the connection. I felt the intersectionality. When people been showing about the little boy that was asleep on the chairs doing they had a wedding. How y'all mad at a wedding? How y'all angry at that? Everything, man, trying to push his love, but when they had the little Nino out there sleep on the chairs and they woke him up and they're like, that's just like our culture and community. It's always a little kid sleep in a room or at a party. It's the same thing with black folks. At least the black folks I know in the South where I come, my culture. I say this, I said I was talking about this past week. When I built my first house and I had Thanksgiving at my crib, and during the party when we playing spades, everybody drinking, having a good time, I had to go get something out of the guest room, and I saw one of my little cousins, my great cousin. What is it? Once removed cousins, how they put it, the proper way. Knocked out in the guest room bed with coats all around the baby. I made it. Look, thank you, Lord. I made it. That was like a staple that I'm doing something right. Continue that tradition in my home. Okay. I love that. I loved it. Oh, hey, hold on. Hey, Juice. Hey, Jay. Do y'all want to come up? Oh, Jay just dropped off. Or do y'all want to be on the recording? Are y'all good? Do y'all want to come up? Just nod your head. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let me know if y'all need the invite. But hello, Juice. How's it going?
Good Sunday evening to all. How you doing?
I am blessed. I'm blessed. Welcome in.
Thank
So
you.
yeah. So I think because I'm gonna get on this. And people being angry. Why are we so angry? Hey, Mia. because I talked about the Super Bowl show, the halftime show with Bad Bunny. I've seen even people of my complexion and people from my hometown and things upset about it because they say it should have been in English and things of that nature. It should at least have subtitles. I know some television you can get it translated with the technology we have now if you truly want to. But am I tripping? Like, yeah, can y'all catch a feeling? Y'all ain't never been to a Mexican restaurant or a bar. Y'all never been to quinceañera before. Y'all have never been invited to these spaces. Listen, everything culture ain't nothing new to me. I've been about this life all my life. But do y'all? And that's why I would say people are so angry because they may not love themselves or they have a foundation or feel comfortable in their foundation in their culture or their being. That's why you got to hate on somebody else's. Am I thinking out of the spectrum with this?
I mean, are we gonna state the obvious?
Let's state it. Let's talk about it.
I
That's what
mean,
we're
I'm
here to do.
sure, the thing about social media is when things happen that day, by the end of that day or 2 days after that, it's old news. So it's been a week. And
Mm,
I'll say what I've seen regurgitated over and over again. And what I saw Pierce Morgan actually say to Megyn Kelly. I think we talked about this.
crazy, right?
Like, there's no, he told her, he actually asked her, what is the official language of America? Of the United States, because we have to remember that the United States is one part of the Americas.
Americans, thank you for saying that. I was gonna break that
Oh,
down too.
so like people keep forgetting, and the thing about xenophobia is it's akin to racism with how mentally ill it makes people.
Mm,
Because he asked her that multiple times. Pierce Morgan is from Britain, she's from here, and she got upset because she knew that he was saying there is no official national language of this country. English is not the official language of this country.
mm.
There is no official language of this country. And she literally accused him and his country, the UK, of allowing his country to be overrun by Muslims and Middle Eastern people.
Oh my god.
Mind you, we're never going to get into the people that they brought to their countries to work for them and they get mad when it's overrun. But number one, it's not your country. What makes it your country? Why? There's no official language of the United States. There's no official ethnicity of the United States. If anybody has one, it's the natives because they're indigenous to this country. I mean, there are people who stand on corners and wear purple and gold who say black people are the natives, but we ain't gonna talk about them. But the point is, you can't claim something and decide that this is yours, and anything that's different from it is bad. And then here's the other side of that. Let's say that there was an official language of the United States, which there isn't. Let's say there was an official ethnicity. Well, actually, let's say that the official ethnicity was white, which it isn't.
Yeah.
What is wrong exactly with having diversity?
Control.
We all know the answer to that. The
Yeah,
answer
well, yeah.
is that you're afraid of being a minority because you know
Yes.
how minorities are treated.
It-
You're
It's
afraid of no longer being the majority. Why are you afraid?
it's
You're
not
afraid that people are
only
going to treat you
yeah,
collectively how you treat them. And that's
hundred
what you're
percent
really
agree.
afraid of. When truth of the matter is, here's the tea that black people and minorities talk about all the time. Most minorities don't even want revenge. Some of them do. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Most minorities don't want revenge on white people. Most minorities don't want revenge and don't want to attack the majority. Most minorities just want
to
equal
be
access,
free.
and that's what you're
But
afraid of too.
it's not
I
only
could
equal
go on.
action. We want free. We want once again. I can get on the diversity, equity, inclusion. That's right there, and they don't want to give. It's about control. It's not about you. And once again, having a good time. Love. You can't say you love. You want to control people. You want to not only be the majority. You want you could be the minority. That's what they become, but
Drake,
you
are you on
still want
mute?
to control over people. You can't hear me. Y'all can't hear me. Can y'all hear me? Check one, check two. Hey, Kitty. I'm looking at all my stuff.
So I can hear you on YouTube, but not on my phone, so something is wrong. But keep talking.
Okay, okay. All right, yeah, I can hear me. Yay. Okay, cool. It's to that point, and it's even us. They want control, or they feel like, okay, why? Understanding that talent, understanding that love, understanding that creativity is not in one language. It's not in one color. It does not have one background. It is a plethora. It's diverse, and it's amazing that we're able to share these type of things and make these type of have these type of experiences. Okay, seeing different looks and styles and things that, oh, we have a connection on these things. Some people feel like out of place, feel like they don't belong too. That's the other thing. If I don't, once again, what's the mission statement? Everything culture. I ain't even gonna make y'all repeat it. Men hate each other because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other. They don't know each other because they have a separation. If they don't take the time to get to know each other, they have a fear for it. They don't respect it. It's that willful ignorance. Instead of taking the time to learn and experience, hell, pick up Duolingo if you really want to know. If you it is that mindset. If you don't do what I want you to do, I don't want it to be around here. I don't want you here. This is America. And when we once again, someone asked about like why did he list all the different um from Canada to South America to all the islands and things of that nature. And Juicy said it. It is because this is America. These are the Americas. He didn't just say I love the USA. He said I love America. These continents are put together. And, Jonathan, that's what we do with everything culture. I don't be trying to push it on people. I be trying to once again, I tell people like this. I put the game down right here. Y'all can come pick it up if y'all want to. I've been doing this. Dang, it's about to be 7 years, y'all. We've been doing this podcast for 7 years. And I've been trying to lead with love, with information. I try to back it up with facts. I try to listen. And I was going to do a whole lot of, I've done my research, but there's so many other creators out here that talks about this. And that's what I do. I bring people on to talk about their culture. Let the people who have learned the professional experience talk about what they know. If y'all want to hear about Juneteenth, holler at me, baby. You can study it, but I live it. You feel me? It's and the thing is, it's an experience. Just like my thing, like with Jonathan, he say if he lived in New Orleans, he had that experience, and even being like according to the skit, being a transplant into it, I would ask him before I ask somebody that don't know nothing about it. Just look at it. You feel me? That's me. I'm gonna ask somebody about your family before I'm gonna ask you about your family before I ask somebody else outside of your family. But then I'm gonna ask other people that know your family, that's been friends with your family, that's have a connection. But when we start having all these assumptions about things, we make so many different mistakes. And the world is nothing new. I'm gonna be clear about this. I said it's nothing new, and I always try to get an understanding why we do it, how we get here, and do we want to make that change? Because and this brother, if he watched this episode or listens to this episode later, I'll be so cool about it. Some people, like once again, shout out to what Cube said in one of my favorite movies, Boys in the Hood. Either they don't know, they don't show, they don't care. Ever since I watched that film as a little boy, the ending of that movie is so impactful to me because I've seen it on so different levels. Like, do you really don't know? I've seen people that try to act like they don't know. It would ask you to quit, want you to waste your time teaching him. That's why I said I put the game down. I ain't go, oh yes, sir. This is what it means. No, you can do some study, you can do some work like I did. You can pay me to teach you. But if you want to learn, if you really want to get involved, and I tell people what's the difference between being a culture vulture and someone to understand and want to be a part of it is about respect. That's why it's respect, communication, consistency. At the end of the day, if you don't respect what I'm saying, why are we wasting each other time if you don't respect me? If I don't respect you, I'm not gonna waste your time by just giving you half-ass responses either. We got to get to that point of respect. But some people have such a lack of respect for themselves that they can't respect others. Some people in this world are so angry. Don't get me talking. People beefing about Shrek right now. People, it's like Once again, one of my favorite songs, "Love Is in Need of Love." Shout out to Stevie Wonder. We're in a position right now, and we're in spaces, and it goes on numerous different levels that we have people that are angry at themselves for whatever the case may be. But they may be going bald. I don't know. They're not happy with that. They may not have like get out the camera. There's no telling what the case may be, but I didn't do nothing to you. They didn't do nothing to you. People come on this application with so much anger. Some people come on different space with so much anger. People step in and make points about leadership with so much negativity and just in separation. Hey man, hey, chop it up with me, baby. Like, that's what I said. I'm just a man trying to make it, brother. I'm trying to make it. But like peep game, this ain't nothing new. It's biblical. It's biblical. I've seen this in Head Start all the way through elementary school, middle school, high school. Same thing my guy Blaze did in his skit. Divide and conquer. If they keep us divided, they go stay on top winning. Pimp C said it. Some of the people, if they keep us divided, they consistently going to win. They're consistently going to beat us. And when I say even in a household, when people start pitching one side against the other, and and they don't communicate, you don't want your enemies communicating with each other. They don't even have to be enemies. But when they realize the truth and the fact that what's happening and the people who's pitching it's going to look bad, and how you can attack the enemy. But we have to have respect, communication, consistency to go forward from that. But unfortunately, either people are angry because of lack of knowledge, or they're angry because of the trauma that they've experienced in life, and they don't know how to redirect it in a healthy way. It just continues. I am a person that like, hey, I process my feelings and emotions the best way I can. I am not perfect, but I'm gonna say this too, because we were just talking like before Christian dropped and came back. She made a comment. Some it's like I love people, and I try to have patience. That's the hard thing. That when you have respect, you got to have patience, and patience you got to work on. But it's easier to have patience with people you love. But man, have you ever had somebody that would try to pull you down a rabbit hole that you don't want to go down? Hey, Pam. Have you ever had someone to have what's the word I'm looking for when somebody have a idea that's far fetched and other people share these ideas? Oh, you from D-Town? Okay, we from H. Oh, come on, somebody. What is that? What's the name of that term? Juice, you know. When it's a group of people have an idea, a conspiracy theory.
Oh, I thought you were talking about groupthink.
Either way, if someone has a conspiracy theory and a lot of people have it, and you don't want to go down, how do you avoid going down a conspiracy theory without hurting somebody's feeling? Okay, Juice. Like sometimes we ain't gotta have the answers, y'all. We just don't know. We ain't always got. We ain't got the answers, way. We don't. But it's one of these things where I'm just steady growing. I'm steady learning. But I want y'all to take the time out. If you feel like you're an angry person, if what other people are doing upsets you, I want you to take the time and ask why. Because listen, shout out to my guy. Did you have a finger up, Juice? Okay.
I was just saying that part is key.
Mm.
One thing I wish Pierce Morgan in that Pierce Morgan Megan Kelly interview, and I encourage everybody to look it up. One thing I wish that he had asked her, because he was literally making fun of her. He was like, "You're so upset about this, and it's not that serious." And she retorted by saying, "Well, you need to be quiet because you let Muslims take over your country, the UK." But he
Deflection.
never asked her why. Why does this upset you so much? Yes, people are speaking Spanish on the Super Bowl. Yes, it's happening in the United States of America, not America, but the U.S. Yes, there is no national language. Yes, more people speak English in this country than Spanish. But the question to you is, why does this upset you? That's what microaggressions and macroaggressions, racial aggressions, period,
Mhm.
can really. I'm not going to say that can be solved, but they really need to be retorted instead of with anger. I hate to say it, but instead of punching people in the face, try to have intelligent conversation with them by asking them questions like, why? Now, am I saying that's always going to get you somewhere? But if you
Mhm.
have, sometimes you need to have people challenge their own thought process. Because when you ask them why, and you're not yelling, you're not upset, you ask them why, they usually don't have anything to say. They have nothing to justify it, other than something like, well, just because it is, that's how it
Yeah,
is.
and I agree with you. And see, and I was gonna say how to hop on. Hold on. Let's see. Let me try to put it in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna try to because we go jump off of the live, we go in this part, and we'll hop on when we just have a little bit more open discussion. How we always do it. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. I'll add people. There it is. If it allow me to do it. Sorry for the folks that's listening to this. I may edit this out. Probably won't, but y'all gonna love it. There we go. But I love that you're saying that right there because PMC is alive and lives in Guam. Okay. Um, Dalmart, Mazda. Hey, that's a conspiracy theory, but I rock with you. But I say that because one thing that upsets me, I'll talk about this past Thursday with my guy Ken and them. Shout out to the men coming together, having great conversations together on Thursdays. Kev, not Ken and Kev. But what one thing angered me is I just stupidity. That's the best word I can use. It's not even being ignorant, like knowledge. It's just the willful ignorance, being stupid, like not trying to learn, not trying to have empathy or emotional intelligence, and just talking just to talk without doing any type of research or any putting any emotion of effort into the thought of doing anything. We live in an information age where going into the a surveillance age, but still it's so easy to Google something. So easy. Right now I can be asking y'all a question, let me Google it, and AI may even give you a little bit more assistance, but you don't have to take that for face value. You can do a little bit more research on it too. But that's why I get mad and I get angry when I see people just say stupid stuff. And I know it's because you are coming from a hateful mind, a hateful position. Friend with the Bad Bunny, they're like, why in the world they have to come to America football and speak Spanish and during a halftime show for entertainment? We it's not like we go to their soccer games, concerts, and do performances there. What? One, I don't even know if soccer games even have halftime shows because I don't think they even like. Once again, I can't. Dude, I think they have one big half and they cut it, but I don't think they have concerts in between. And if they did, I guarantee if the money's there, Kendrick, Aubrey Graham, Shakira, whoever you want to put out there, Ricky Martin, shout out, like let's say like y'all wasn't doing the macaroni back in the day. Y'all didn't have a problem with that, okay? What? Let's stop. But the put that type of just throw something out and everybody, and I see the amount of people liking it and kikiing it and like, yeah. This is the type of thought process that's pretty low for me. And that's what frustrates me. Okay. That's the type of stuff that it it's like when you're back once again, you could be in grade school and somebody do a fart joke and everybody laugh. We really on that. That's okay. That's funny to y'all. But that's funny to y'all, even though it's no basis of thought, thinking, anything of that nature. And I know everybody don't want to be deep. Cause trust me, I have dark humor myself. I ain't once again on the high horse, but when it comes to other people's freedoms, other people's happiness, other people privilege of expression, I think that should be okay. We have a lot of other things to pay attention to, y'all. These files. how people are not upset about people that they hate to put the worship because it's very cult like activity. A young woman lost her life at the hands of her father because she disagreed with the person he voted for. These are the type of things I want to ask people. What drives you in your ability, in your thought process to love, and what drives you in your distaste of people expressing themselves? Why? Y'all think about that. Why so angry? Why do we people get on here with such spirits that it's not beneficial to any of us? But y'all, we about to slide on out. Y'all make sure to check this episode out, replay it, share it if you want to listen to later. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate all the love. And we hope to be more consistent with y'all in the future, in the near future. Overall, okay. Happy Valentine's Day again. President's Day is tomorrow. Okay. I don't know what y'all do for President's Day. I just know I ain't got to go to the office or work. God bless it. Amen. But once again, love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We chop it up with y'all later. Peace. Boop. Boop. All right. Let me hop off of here too. Love y'all.